everybody. It is Thursday evening, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March the 3rd, 2022. It's been quite an adventurous day. Um, got a lot of stuff prepped and ready for you tonight to update. It's literally up to the moment. And here's what I would like to do. Honestly, we were hoping that maybe a night or two, or this was just a nightmare and it'd be over, and everything would just go back to normal, right? We made the commitment to be on every night with updates. That's not changing. Of course, we're going to continue to do that. And I want you to know it's working. It's working phenomenally. We are not only keeping folks updated that are part of our family, but the news is really getting out. Tomorrow morning on the front page of the Record Argus, there will be an article about what we are doing together to support Ukraine. But here's the deal. The viewership and the audience has really grown, especially with those that are Central, Mountain, and Pacific time. So as we're going along tonight, if you are located in the Eastern time zone, which a lot of you are, I am considering even starting tomorrow night to move the start time back to 9 p.m. Eastern. For sure, you do not go to bed before 9:30 or 10 anyway. Of course, that means our guest from Ukraine will have to be up at 4 a.m., but that's okay. So I'm thinking, helps when you turn the lights on, doesn't it? Got so much going on. I'm thinking 9 p.m. So what I'm going to ask for those of you that are in Eastern time zone, if that would be okay with you, would you just pop in the chat? Because it'll be much better for our friends out west and our friends in the mountain and even the central time if we can back it up just a touch. So just as we go through the evening, if you're okay with that, moving the start time to 9 p.m. Eastern, that will be a big help. So absolutely. Good. So I'll just look for that. So putting it out now. I think tomorrow even we will start at 9 Eastern. That gives it to 6 Pacific. We have a lot of viewers out west. We have a lot of support coming in from out west. Thank you. I see all of y'all blowing it up now. Awesome. So that's what we're going to do beginning tomorrow night. Updates start at 9 o'clock. I see PK in there as well. It's going to be very helpful, especially for those out west. They're in rush hour, typically home by 6 and ready to roll. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight, and there is some breaking news that is happening right now. And I'm going to tell you the truth on everything that happened today. I've got my whole script here ready to go. I'm sorry that it's not as polished as typically my programs are, but it's just so much live information. I've got to handwrite. I've got stuff coming in right up to the moment. In fact, let me check one thing. Okay. And I know you understand I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking at a group that I'm in, so I can confirm it for you. And this is a big deal, folks. This is a big deal. Okay. So this is as of right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead. I just pulled this over and we'll go from here. But let me show you this, folks. I'm going to give you a little bit of live security camera footage this very second. Live camera footage this very second from the nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye. Zaporozhye is a city in Ukraine, a very, very big city. I have been there many, many times. It is in the south center. Let me pull this up and sling it over so you just have an idea of what we're talking about here. Zaporozhye, it should pop up pretty quick. Okay, so let me give this to you. Let's go to this view. Zaporozhye is right here. You see me highlighting it right there. Right there. It's directly downriver from Kyiv up here. It's right here. So you can see it's moving more in from the south and more from the west. But right this very second, a problem that I talked about over the past few nights that I was concerned about seems to be unfolding right this very second. And that is the nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye was attacked and it is on fire. Soldiers are inside right now. They are trying to get fire equipment there to put the fire out. This is unbelievable. I'm going to give you security footage, and I guarantee you nobody else has this. This is right out of Zaporozhye. If you look in the center of the screen, you'll see the fire burning. If you watch the screen, you will see shelling and fighting going across the screen. That's not 3 days ago. That's not yesterday. That's not 2 hours ago. That is right now. It's black and white. It's security footage. It's happening. You can see the fire raging there. And the shells keep coming. That's happening right this second. They're trying to establish a safety corridor there so firefighters can get in, but the shelling's not stopping. The Russian forces are there saying now that they will allow the firefighters to go in. The propaganda is already happening that Ukraine set their own nuclear reactor on fire. It's not the truth. It's been attacked. It's been shelled. And as of right now, the last thing I checked, which was 60 seconds ago, there are soldiers from the Russian army inside of the power plant. So, folks, this is what I was concerned about. And here's what I want you to know. In fact, let me show you this right here. This is how we start the night with the map. This was made a couple of hours ago. If you look right there at the nuclear symbol, that is Zaporozhye. The little place is called Inogorod. Inogodar. That's in the Russian right there, or the Ukrainian, Inogodar. And that's the name of the area in Zaporozhye. Hours ago, when I was preparing this information for tonight, I put a star on it and I put the nuclear symbol there. I've been at a worship rehearsal. I just got back into the studio and hit the go live button. And then right before I went live, we're seeing that it has been attacked and there is a fire raging there. Here's what you need to understand. Most of you that are in this program, and I'm sorry for looking away at different times, I'm just constantly watching all my other feeds here because this is serious. Yes, Rick Barry, it was reported earlier that the Russian army had the nuclear plant in their possession. Now they are shelling it. That is, there's so much propaganda coming. It's hard to figure out what the truth is. But what I can tell you is what I just showed you was live footage from the security camera right there at the power plant. There's everybody blaming each other, of course, and it's going to be the propaganda war, the media war. But take all of that aside right now. Zaporozhye nuclear power plant is on fire. Now, atomic scientists have come out within the last couple of minutes and said, there is no way that a fire can activate a major nuclear problem. Zaporozhye is extremely well built. And I'm going to tell you something. It is the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe, not just Ukraine, not Russia, but the entire continent of Europe and moving into Eurasia. That power plant is the biggest nuclear power plant on that continent. And right now it's on fire. So today, quite a few serious battles going on. I've put the star on them. Kharkov continues to be completely destroyed. I'm going to show you some video on that in a moment. Mariupol, bottom right, is basically surrounded. The mayor of Mariupol came out a little while ago and said he does not even have numbers on the devastation that is happening. Mariupol is very, very close to falling. That's the bottom right. The nuclear symbol, that's Zaporozhye. That's Energodar. That is where the fire is raging, the battle is. Kherson, right below. That's the city that fell yesterday. I put the television tower icon there because today all the media that is broadcast from that television tower was taken over, and now it is only Russian army media that is coming out of that broadcast. Odessa to the left, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, is under attack, and there is a very serious potential of an amphibious landing there in Odessa. So that's what's happening there. Melitopol's already fallen. Kharkov battling. If you look up at the very, very top, you see the big star around Chernigov. That is a major battle area right now, trying to create another corridor to come down into Kyiv. Kyiv is still under onslaught as well. Now, I've got a few videos prepared that I want. This is from today. This is all right now or recorded a few hours ago. But the city up at the top, Chernigov. Here is the results of Chernigov. Okay, that's Chernigov. We discussed that one. Now I want you to drop down to Kyiv. And on the left side of Kyiv is a suburb called Irpin. Here is footage from Irpin today. This is Kyiv. People are out scraping with their shovels to clean up. This gentleman here must live right there, digging in the rubble. Folks, that's a beautiful city, and that's a beautiful suburb right there in Kyiv. Now, if you look up at the top center and top right between Chernigov and Kharkov, there is a little town in there. It's right to the left of Kharkov, actually. It's called Oktyrka. Today in Oktyrka, it's very cold there. You're going to see a gentleman. I'm sorry, this video is skewed a little bit from the source I was able to get it from, but he comes on just making the statement. He will say, just 1 minute ago, an airplane flew over, and the one target was our thermal heating plant. Now our city has no heat. These are tactical. Of course, here it is. Oktyrka.
Октырка, только что российский самолет сбросил бомбу на ТЭЦ. Только что, минуту назад.
1 minute ago, the Russian plane dropped a bomb on our heating
ТЭЦ
plant.
пиздец, нахуй.
It's over. It's gone.
Разъебашили, гандоны, сука.
Not
Сушка
nice
была
words.
российская,
Not
я
nice
ее
words
видел,
now.
блядь.
He's ripping. Of
Пидорасы,
course, you don't
сука.
understand them, so it's okay. That is Oktyrka. Yesterday, we were talking about Zhytomyr, how that continues. Today, here is footage of the aftermath of Zhytomyr. That's to the left of Kyiv. That's the city basically halfway between Kyiv and Khmelnytsky, which is our base of operations for sending out humanitarian aid and supplies. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. I wanted to give you these quick video clips here. Here is Zhytomyr. Now, folks, it's a huge plant there that's been destroyed. Now, I inspect these very closely because I never want to share something that would be insensitive. I never want to share anything that would, hurt it. It's all hurting us, but I mean, with bodies or stuff that would be that bad, I would never do that. So if something slips by and I miss it, it's not intentional ever, but we know what's happening. But with that said, I'm going to show you a video clip now of the bombing in Kharkov. This guy is filming it out the window. He's screaming, of course. Some of the language there you're not going to understand, so it's okay unless you speak the language. But you need to see it. Kharkov, a beautiful city of millions of people, established in 1654. This is what's going on in Kharkov that you keep seeing on the news. This is out somebody's window.
Опять, короче, район где-то то ли парк Шевченко, то ли... О, летит, блядь. Сука! Твою мать! Пизда, блядь! Ёбаные суки, блядь! О!
He is telling them off. And I would never show stuff in English that you would understand, but you get the flavor there. Very just indiscriminate bombing. The last thing I want to show you before we get going is in that city where you just saw that bombing, the mayor came out today, had a meeting with medical personnel, volunteers, pharmacy people, and he made a little speech in the subway. I have a clip of that. You're going to hear him. You're not going to understand, but I will translate it for you, what he basically says after you see it. I want you to feel what's going on here. This is the mayor of Kharkov. He did not run away. He's still there. Kharkov, bombarded, is still standing.
Это же люди, да? Люди боятся выйти на работу. Почему? Стрельба или ракетной, или самолет, или автоматы. Поэтому, как я решил сделать? Сейчас я раздаю полностью. Люди, допустим, в аптеке боятся даже находиться там, говорят, расстреляют нас. Сохраним жизнь? Сохраним. Что я сделал? Значит, мы сейчас берем медикаменты, раздаем по больницам, по поликлиникам, делаем объявление. Человеку надо, он же, если надо, пришел, забрал уже в крытом помещении. Будем надеяться, что этих варваров не хватит вообще, совести там нет, и сердца там нет, и души там нет. Им в аду гореть за все, что они натворили с нами. Но больницы даже по всем канонам нельзя трогать. Война, не война, больницы. Зашли, получили, ушли. Вот.
Now, let me tell you what he said. He said, dear people, dear servants, and dear those that are helping to serve in the situation, we are being attacked indiscriminately by airplanes. We are being attacked by missiles, and we are being attacked by soldiers with guns, but we are standing. Please come to the center, come to the metropolitan area, because people are here to help and welcome you. We will continue to bring food to our city. We will bring hot food to our city. Let's bring groceries. Let's bring medicine. Starting the day after tomorrow, which will be March the 5th, every clinic in our city will be available for medication. Huge humanitarian aid, of which we are a part of, is heading to us. Absolutely, from all cities of Ukraine. We're about to hand it out to you. We will hold on and we will endure. That is the mayor of Kharkov while under direct attack. As was being shared with us from Pastor Rostislav, let me see if I can pull this map up, but he was very clear. Let me go here for you guys. Man, I'm getting this thing dialed in now. Thank you, Stephen Haywood. He helped me a lot today. Right here, based on information available, a command of Belarusian soldiers and paratroopers have received the order to cross into Ukraine and participate in the invasion. Folks, this is exactly what Rostislav shared with us, and we've been sharing. Well, we're it's why you're coming here each night. I've actually got the video of it. Judy Dallinghouse. Hello, first time here, trying to find out info of nuclear plant Russia is sending bombs. Judy, welcome. Going to be here every night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. The nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye is on fire, and there is a battle going on there. It's very, very dangerous situation. So yes, can confirm it 100%. So the soldiers from Belarus, are they coming, or is this propaganda? Well, let's see. So Rostik and Zhenya have been telling us that the tanks are marked Z or Z for Russian and V or V for Ukrainian, because many of the armaments look alike, so they mark them. Well, the mark for Belarusian army military is a red square. So remember, Z, Russia, V, Ukraine, red square, Belarusia. You tell me what you think's happening. That is right there outside of the Ukrainian border. Looks to me like they're coming. We know for a fact, if we go back to here, right now, missiles are being fired continually into Ukraine from Belarusian soil. In fact, a report I was sent today says that over 80% of the missiles that have been fired into the Kyiv and the Kharkov area have originated from Belarusian soil. This is very, very dangerous. Now, there was one thing I meant to share. I've got everything live written here. The Zaporozhye power plant, I want to go back to that for a second because I didn't share something with you. But here's the Zaporozhye power plant, as I showed you earlier, on fire. And for the lady, ma'am, Judy, that asked the question, that is actually live footage of the power plant that I just clipped, the battle going on and the fire going on here. Let me re-cue it there so you can see the battle. It's happening. But here's what I want you to understand about that power plant. Not only is it the biggest in Europe, but the military has already reported, and the scientists have already reported, because this is just breaking now, just over the last couple of hours, that if there was a nuclear accident comparable to that of Chernobyl, and many of you, if not most of you watching this, are old enough to remember Chernobyl, 1986. I remembered. If there is an accident here, the atomic scientists there are saying that this would be 10 times the crisis just from the fallout that Chernobyl was. We're still dealing with Chernobyl 96, 06, 16, 36 years later. It's still on fire, covered by the sarcophagus. Russia now has complete territorial control of Chernobyl. Now Zaporozhye is under serious attack and fire. And this is what we are watching. I'm getting clips coming in right now. AJ Bird, if we want to send help with money or with aid, how do we do that? I'm going to put that in the chat here because that's on a different channel. You go to www.blwc.org and right on the main page, right in the middle of the screen, it'll say give to Ukraine, and you can do it that way. Thank you, guys. The need is tremendously large. So now let's go here. Let me click through. A few hours ago, and you see the media now running with this, and the media is half correct and half wrong. The media is saying, oh, President Zelensky is screaming out, come meet with me, Putin, come meet with me, Putin. That's not exactly how it happened. I'm going to show you the press conference. I will not show you the speech. I have it, or the press conference, but I will give you the translation of what he said. Now, especially the American media, they're just running with it and saying, oh, Zelensky's screaming out for Putin to have a one-on-one meeting, and make it seem like Zelensky's, begging, come meet with me. That's not what's happening at all. Today, the meeting that happened in Belarus had no results other than some agreement in principle to establish some corridors for humanitarian aid. No ceasefire, no armistice, no stop to the war, nothing. In fact, I want to say something about that right now. After that happened, the BBC came out with a report after the round 2 talks did not have a result other than let's figure out some humanitarian avenues and support. And BBC wrote this: after today's meeting, it is likely now there are 5 results to the Russia-Ukraine war. And they listed them. Number 1, swift victory for Putin, followed by the assassination or flight and departure of Zelensky. Number 2 option, a protracted war like a second Afghanistan. Number 3, growth into a pan-European war, a European war. Number 4, peace talks. Number 5, the overthrow of Vladimir Putin. Zelensky's office immediately replied, those are your 5 scenarios. But in Ukraine, we have one scenario. We win. Is that direct enough for you? That's why when you see this reporting, especially of American and now BBC, they really don't know what they're talking about, but we know it. That's why you're coming here each night, because I'm showing you. So I want to show you something. Think back a couple of nights to the State of the Union. I'm not going to talk about it. I have no comments other than what I showed the other night. But everything's so standoffish. I'm going to show you the beginning of Zelensky's press conference today. Just the beginning, when he walked in. This is going to tell you something about this man. He spoke to the media, but look how he comes into the press conference. Not with a battalion of soldiers. He grabs his own chair and shakes hand and speaks English to a reporter. Check this out.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi. How are you? Thank you. Not bad?
You know what? I'm going to watch that one more time. I enjoyed that so much. Great leader. Brings his own chair in.
Hello.
smiling.
Nice to meet you. Hi. How are
Nice
you?
to meet
Thank
you.
Not bad.
How are you? Not bad. Folks, if that doesn't inspire you to care about these people, pray for these people, and support these people, I don't know what else will. Vladimir Zelensky, you get the cheer, buddy. We are here supporting you. Now, what did he say? Because you can't understand it. Let me tell you what he said. Vladimir Zelensky said today, and this was the quote that was misconstrued. This was the quote about him offering to meet with Vladimir Putin. And folks, I'm quoting. I've got it right here. The actual literal quote. Zelensky, and I quote, Mr. Putin, leave our land. If you don't want to leave now, then you sit with me at the negotiating table. I'm free, but I will not sit 30 meters away from you as you sit with other world leaders in your big table in the Kremlin. I can be your neighbor. We will talk close. If you're wondering, I do not bite. I am a normal man. Why don't you sit and talk with me as a normal man? What are you afraid of? Folks, that's exactly what Zelensky said. He then, in the interview, went on to say a few other things. He says, what we're witnessing right now, the end of the world is already happening. Ukraine has now become the nation that is a fence between civilization and non-civilization. He then warned other countries, please be careful. Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Moldova, Georgia, and dear Poland. Be careful, you could be next. He then made a direct declaration about NATO. NATO, unfortunately, you do not have enough courage to close the skies. All you do is give us airplanes. Number 4, he said, if I wasn't the president, I would be out there in the defense, and I would never lay my gun down. Zelensky. He then made a statement. Interesting to me, the Russians carry a mobile crematorium for themselves in the back of a truck. It's terrible. I do not understand what kind of army would plan such things as to carry their own crematorium and accuse us of genocide and Nazism. Even our Ukrainian side treats you, our occupiers, better. When we capture you, we feed you and allow you to call your mother. I just... So when you're reading the news, go ahead and read it. Watch your Fox all day, Newsmax, whatever you're watching. But you better come here in the evenings because I'm going to be here every night until this is over. Period. This is my second homeland. I've spent over 2 years of my life in there. My spiritual mentor lived there. I speak the language. I know the culture. I've been in every city that is now being bombarded. And if I could, I would go there right now and I would grab a gun and I would help them. And it's not about Russian people. It's not about, remember my statement. I have so many wonderful Russian friends and family, and I love those Russian people. I love that culture. But we're talking about a dictator and an evil regime that is abusing his own people, and he must be overthrown. That's what we're talking about. That's why I would go there. in a heartbeat. And I'm telling you right now, the moment this is over, I'm on a plane and I'm getting there as fast as I can to personally hug my friends, period. I think my wife is coming upstairs to disconnect my studio. She better not. Mother, everything will be okay. I know my mom's watching now as well. So that's what we have. Now, I want to show you something. This came out today. A guy there in Ukraine did a little compilation he says, please share this with the world. Share this with the world. And he translated it. So this, I will not have to translate for you. It's translated on the video. You need to watch this. These are the broken lies from the past few years that have led to this war. This is, what would Rush Limbaugh say? Hey, play me number 41. Hey, play me this is number 69. Here we go. Check it out.
Если это зависит от Российской Федерации, войны не будет. И войны не будет. И войны не будет.
Территории Беларуси россияне к нам не придут.
Никогда.
Какой агрессии речи быть не может.
Обманули. Просто кинули.
Стрелять не будут.
Мирному населению ничего не угрожает.
Там некому будет против нас воевать.
Нет, блядь!
Война продлится, Володя, максимум 3-4 дня.
There you have it, folks. That's over the last couple of years. That was Lavrov, the Russian foreign relations guy. That was Lukashenko, the president of Belarus. That was other leaders, other media people. Oh, never going to happen. We're not attacking. Oh, nobody will be there to fight us. Oh, we'll never attack civilians. See for yourself. I'm showing you everything. Everything I show you happened today, not 5 days ago. Today. Maybe you did not know this. Maybe many of you did know this. President Volodymyr Zelensky is a Jew. And today, Israel put out a report where they called him a modern Maccabee. They complimented him on his power and his calming humor and personality. Maybe you did not know this, but Volodymyr Zelensky's grandfather fought against Hitler. The rest of his family was exterminated and killed. Only his grandfather survived. 2 generations later, Volodymyr Zelensky is dealing with a similar war. The Israelis called him and complimented him, saying he has a modern Maccabee energy. Maybe you do not know about the Maccabees, but the story is similar. It's the story of the ancient Jews, 167 BC. Just about 175 years, 200 years before Jesus. Very well preserved history. The story of the ancient Jews, though outflanked and overpowered in every way against a hungry leader whose name was Antiochus Epiphanes, the Greek Empire, they fought for their independence and for their culture. That fighting, of course, led to enough placement of their civilization where Jesus, 67 years later, would be born as the Savior of the world. That's what Israel is comparing the leadership of Vladimir Zelensky too. And Israel is coming out and saying, listen to me. We will not let this go, but so far. Folks, I've been warning for 2 years about Ezekiel chapter 38, that it would be an economic war, an invasion from the north against Israel. All you've got to do is look at the map. In fact, I'll just show you the map. We've got lots of new folks here. If you come out of Russia and come straight down through Ukraine and come through Moldova, across the Black Sea, you come straight down through Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, and it's directly from the north. It is Israel. It's economic. The world is going to have an economic problem due to this war, even if it ended right now. If I had an alert that said it was over, the economic impact globally is going to be felt for years, and for Ukraine for decades, as they have to rebuild their nation, and we will help them. But not sure that's going to happen. And I have no alert that it's over. So it just continually gets worse. I shared with you guys that this was the meeting today. So just so you know, the two sides are open to a third round of talks. The earliest those talks will be are March the 7th. So unless something crazy happens, we're looking at minimum of 4 more days of heavy war until the two sides will sit down across the negotiating table. Possible discussion in the future of a humanitarian corridor. Immediately after this, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, President Macron of France called Vladimir Putin. And Vladimir Putin, after this meeting today, told President Macron of France, demilitarization and neutral status for Ukraine will be achieved anyway. There is no appearance in sight of this slowing down. Folks, I like giving credit where credit's due. Elon Musk, God bless you, man. Pastor Andrew, who works with us here locally at the church in Greenville, I'm just reading your guys' chats and commentaries. Thank you. Elon Musk, of course, Tesla, Starlink. Okay, so today, internet connectivity for the first time in Ukraine started to become a problem. Sites were being taken out, communication substations, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that Elon Musk sent over Starlink's satellite receivers to Ukraine to disperse throughout the country so that everybody could stay connected to the internet to help each other. He didn't charge them, he gave it to them. Now, when the infrastructure started to go down today, Elon Musk tweeted, updating software to reduce peak power consumption so Starlink can be powered from car cigarette lighter. Mobile roaming enabled so phased array antenna can maintain signal while on a moving vehicle. Guy's doing more. It's unbelievable what he's doing. Now, 4 or 5 hours later, he came back out and he made another tweet. Let me pull that one up for you. He says, important warning, Starlink is the only non-Russian communication system still working in some parts of Ukraine. So probability of being targeted is high. Please use with caution. This man doing his part to help. Now, the big thing that needs to happen, and unless it happens, really nothing's going to change, to be honest with you. Ukraine is screaming, please introduce the NATO no-fly zone over Europe. U.S., EU, stop just giving us planes, but stop the flights that are destroying our country. Get control of the skies. I didn't even want to put her picture on my slide, but I did. Jen Psaki replied to that cry at a press conference today, and she says, we cannot, according to, speaking for President Biden and the American government, we cannot put planes in the sky ourselves to control the skies. She was asked why. Her answer, if someone's in the no-fly zone, you have to shoot them down. Isn't that the purpose? If someone's in the no-fly zone, you have to shoot them down. So we're just going to allow the missiles and the bombardment to continue and appease the conscience of our inept and incompetent government by giving them money and supplying them with arms so that we can have a proxy war and use Ukraine and the beautiful people there as sheep that are being led to a slaughter, instead of putting our Air Force in the air and taking control of the skies and being a big boy and put on your Ronald Reagan pants. No, we're going to say we can't do it because if someone's in the no-fly zone, you have to shoot them down. Come on. You know my opinion. Unacceptable. I want to show you one more thing here. Then we'll go get you out of here for tonight. This is a post from Kari Polder. Kari Polder in a European nation. I do not even know which European nation she's in, but Airbnb in Europe, they're so cool. Remember, companies are coming together to help. They're doing all they can do. I'm highlighting those companies. We talked about Elon Musk a minute ago. Now Airbnb. Airbnb put out a call to European people to make reservations in Ukraine at the earliest possible date and pay the bill online through Airbnb. What a smart idea. You're not going there, but you are supporting financially people in Ukraine through Airbnb's payment system. Kari Polder posted today. Today, I saw a call on Instagram to make a booking in an Airbnb environment for accommodation in some Ukrainian cities and choose the earliest possible date to stay. I made a reservation that I would like to be in Kyiv tomorrow, but of course I will postpone the trip. I wrote to the apartment owner that we will meet in a while, and I hope that the amount received from the reservation will help him and his loved ones. I got the following response. Hello, Kari. Thank you. Your support touches my heart. The whole family is incredibly grateful. My children and I are now refugees, escaping from rocket fire. We left Kyiv yesterday. I hope that you will come to us in peacetime and we will take a walk through our flourishing city. With tears in my eyes, thank you for your support. It is forever in our hearts. Shall we travel together? At the moment in thought, but soon definitely for real. Folks, that's power right there. That's the power of the human spirit. That's the power of godliness and goodness that needs to come to this world. That even Airbnb comes up with this wise plan where just normal people can support these precious Ukrainians, even in a roundabout way. And we read a testimony about that. I want to give you an update finally on refugees. We're over 1 million refugees and displaced people. It's going to continue with projections, if this doesn't stop, up to 4.5 million in a week. You may not understand how many people 1 million refugees are. You know, right now, there's a lot of people watching these broadcasts each night and then later in the evening. Praise God for that. You're giving, you're supporting. Thank you. It's going right there. I'm going to talk about that in a moment as we close out. But maybe you live in a big city. Maybe you don't. Let me tell you how big 1 million people is. The city limits of San Jose, California, has 1 million residents. For those of you in California or those of you that have traveled, I want you to think about the entire city of San Jose, California, instantly being refugees. That's 1 million people. For those of you that haven't been to San Jose, California, it's a big city. Now, I want to give you an update. Pray for Zhenya Matsutsa. I have not spoken to him in 24 hours. But I know he's okay because I'm pinging his position. I got high-tech Ukrainian friends. So I know he's moving around, but I did not have a conversation with him today. I will force the issue tomorrow. He's not allowed not to communicate with me over 24 hours. So maybe even after the program tonight when he wakes up. But I have not spoken to him in 24 hours. I have spoken with Rostislav Kudin, and he wanted me to report that their work is increasing. And I want to report to you that you have already responded. And I'm just going to tell you, the finances we are gathering, it's not sitting in a freezer somewhere. 5,000 already gone to Rostislav, to Dawn of Life Church. They're so appreciative. And we're doing this in increments and layers, daily by daily, because we don't want to get, finances trapped somewhere. And you may be there tonight going, okay, man, this is awesome. I'm so happy to be a part of it. And we thank you for that. And you may go, okay, well, what happens if we lose connection? We're not losing connection because we are connected to Poland, and we will redirect the resources to Poland, and they will literally carry them to the border and hand them across the border to our Ukrainian team that is on the ground there. So thank you for continuing to give. But Rostislav wanted me to share that they now this evening are servicing over 100 refugees in their building. I already showed you the No War video. I showed you Belarus sending troops. But you know what? I want you to know something. Turkey is a nation that often gets a bad rap. Oh, it's a Muslim nation, bad guys, da, da, da, da. Let me show you about Turkey. Turkey is supporting Ukraine. They have now blocked military ships from coming through. And look what Turkey's doing.
Savaşın ve acının yaralarını sarmak için bizler de vatandaş olarak elimizden geleni yapmaya devam edeceğiz. Şimdi istikamet Ukrayna. Allah nasip ederse bugün tırlarımız çıkacak. İyi ki varsınız, iyi ki arkadaşlarımız var, iyi ki kızlarımız var. Rabbim hepimize birlik, ve kuvvet versin. İyi ki varsınız.
So, folks, there you see it. Turkey is helping with aid. We see Pastor Ken. I just saw that he got a tour of Khmelnytsky today with Zhenya. Yeah, I guarantee you, Zhenya is not out after curfew. He gets scared enough on that baby. Last thing, Ukrainians are coming home. Show you a little clip here of Ukrainians who have been living in foreign countries. You're not going to understand it. Quick clip, but here's what it is. The reporter goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And the young guys say, "What are you talking about? Our nation's at war, and we're coming home to stand with our brothers and sisters and fight for our nation." Check this out.
Да, ви вернули, хлопці. Почекай. Ви вернулися з заробітків спеціально в Україну, а що ви?
Звичайно. Якщо захищати, якщо всі втечуть, то що Путін просто прийде і візьме?
What else can I do? We have to come home and fight.
Руський корабль йде куди? Нахуй!
Bye. And then they glory to Ukraine. So God bless those guys coming back. Now, the last two things, and I want to invite you. We got great crew in here, and I know people will be watching later. I'm going to show two last video clips before we get out of here. The first one I'm going to show you is a rescue today of Ukrainian citizens in Kyiv after a missile attack. Snerdley, roll 71, please. 71, folks. Today, rescue in Kyiv. And what I want you to pay attention to, or I want to invite you to pay attention to, is this. Smiles, the attitude, the care, and the love. This is going to touch your heart.
Тримаю. Іди до мене. Як тебе звати? Маленька, все добре, не переживай, все хорошо. Зараз мама прийде. Іди до дядька. Дивися. Обережно. Руку. Все, не бійтесь, ви під охороною.
No worries, you were under protection. Wow.
Привіт, козаче.
Привіт. Скільки тобі років?
10.
Це нормально, не бійся, все буде добре.
Давай лапу. Давай. Давай. Давай. Руку. Руку. Тихо, тихо. Давай. Обережно. Потихеньку, потихеньку. Не поспішаємо. Обережно. Давай, іди сюди. Давай. Молодець. Давайте, давай. Не бійтесь, ви під охороною, все добре. Привіт. Іду до мене. Спасибо. Давай. Давай. Руку. Тримай.
Folks, bridge destroyed. Did you see the van upside down? They put a cable up. They said, "Don't you worry about it. You're safe now." And they're getting those women and children out of there. That was today in Kyiv, Ukraine. A few hours ago, a video was released that is going pretty viral right now. And I'm going to show it. And then it's about 2.5 minutes long. And then I will do a quick check. I see a lot of alerts on the system the boys have me connected to. And then we'll say see you until tomorrow night. But this video, get your tissues ready. I've already watched it a couple times so that I don't cry. And I'm not trying to make you cry. I'm just trying to show you the power of the power of the Ukrainian people. Chris Tomlin wrote a song called God of This City. The lyrics are, you're God of this city, you're the king of these people, you're the Lord of this nation, you are. The lyrics continue, you're the light in the darkness, you're the hope to the hopeless, you're the peace to the restless, you are. There is no one like our God. Then it says, for greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. I know many of you have heard that song in years past, God of this city. You're now going to hear it in the Ukrainian language, and they put together a pretty heart-moving clip with it. So, folks, here it is, God of this city.
Ты над городом этим, и над этим народом, и над этой страною, Господь. Ты во тьме освещаешь, озаряешь надеждой, утешаешь собою, Господь. Нет такого, как наш Бог. Нет такого, как наш Бог. Грядет пора больших чудес, Господь прольет благодать с небес в этот город. Грядет пора больших чудес, Господь прольет благодать с небес в этот город. Ты над городом этим, и над этим народом, и над этой страною, Господь. Ты во тьме освещаешь, озаряешь надеждой, утешаешь собою, Господь. Нет такого, как наш Бог. Нет такого, как наш Бог. Грядет пора больших чудес, Господь прольет благодать с небес в этот город. Грядет пора больших...
Folks, that's no words. No words. Finally, yeah, I know we need bath towels, not tissues. I want to just say again, thank you. Continue to pray for Ukraine. I am going to give you a breaking update, but let me say this first. What can you do? Well, Pastor Kent, myself, and our team here in Greenville, we've made the decision to do this every night. You know, we're going to continue to do all that we can do. You just have to understand we've been extremely connected. This is our family. And We do not turn our back on our family. And number 2, we will not be silent about our family. And number 3, maybe I can't get inside that country right now, but you mess with them, you mess with us. And we will do everything in our power to unload the goodness of God on that territory, period. So we can pray for Ukraine. Number 2, please continue to give. The resources are getting there. Lives are being changed, and you can give at www.blwc.org. It's right on the main screen. Now, thank you for that, and we will continue. Tomorrow night, remember, updates will start at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. And I have to tell that because if it doesn't start right at 8:30, man, y'all start blowing it up. Where are you at? Where are you at? 9 p.m. There is breaking news. I will give it to you right now. Just 1 second. I will show you something. I have to get to the screen. Okay, so I will show you this screen right here. And right now, just a few moments ago, let me go to this. President Volodymyr Zelensky is on the television. He is on the media in Ukraine. This is happening right now. And I will just translate this to you. President is screaming to Europe and screaming to the rest of the world, you must do something. This is the first time, and I'm reading the other stuff, this is the first time in history of the world that a military unit has made a direct attack on a nuclear installation, especially the size of Zaporozhye. There are 6 blocks there, and one of them is on fire. We are looking at a global disaster here. Europe must step up right now. There are 15, and I'm reading, there are 15 atomic blocks or different reactors in Ukraine. We cannot allow this to happen. So this is happening right this second, and there you can see Volodymyr Zelensky. So folks, I will not be going to bed for a while. I'll be talking. These guys will be getting up, and let's go back to here. That is where we're at. Continue to pray, and something has to happen. This may be a straw that breaks the camel's back. Church in Mexico is praying. I know there's a conference. Thank you, Annie. There's a conference going on in Mexico, and they are praying for Ukraine. So, folks, a long update tonight, but there was a tremendous amount of material information, and I pray that it has touched you, touched your heart. You see the truth about what is going on. But tonight, pray, because this is serious. It's all serious and been serious, but we can't play around with nuclear, folks. So I don't know. Tomorrow we'll keep updated. I know you'll be watching. Rick Barry, I know you understand it. Lord God, praying for a miracle tonight, and that is the truth. May we all pray for miracles. We love you guys. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, and give you peace. Thank you for supporting this and showing your love for Ukraine by being here each night. See you tomorrow night, 9 p.m., 24 hours from now. A lot is going to change in 24 hours, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow night Love you guys. And may the Lord bless Ukraine tonight. In Jesus' name. Good night.